How's it
All
going?
right. It's good. It's good. Now we're on to the good army books. I'm happy.
Finally, finally a
Yeah,
good army book.
a good army book. Good in every sense. There's no evil in this army whatsoever.
Exactly.
They're just a bit
So yes,
misunderstood.
yes, misunderstood. But you'll see why. Stay tuned,
Mm,
folks. This
yeah.
is a continuation of the army book reviews from a noob point of view. So just looking at it and seeing how it was like. It's from 3.0. We have just a week ago or so dropped the season pack 2 army
Mm,
book. Well, not army book, but season pack release videos. So go check them out
yeah.
as well because they might change how you think about things and stuff like that.
Yeah. Some
But we are
some
just going to go.
legendary characters.
Yeah, we are just going to go on face value of
Mm.
this book as it is. Hopefully, getting through before there's any sort of proper rulebook update, and then we'll go again. Why not?
Well, exactly. Although by doing these reviews now, it means that if there is a change in the near future, we can literally just focus on the changes. So they can be
Yeah,
shorter videos then, can't they?
yeah,
Because these ones are so recent. So we got a plan, sort of.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's meaning to the madness
And time issues. So we,
and
we,
time
we'll move
issues.
past that. Yeah.
Speaking of which, we'll crack in on. As you can see, with always there's like maps and things. This one in particular, I'm gonna stop on. Orcs are everywhere. That's really cool.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're like a
So
disease on the planet. No, no, I don't want to call them that.
yeah, come on, mate.
Yeah, they're just everywhere. Yeah.
Hates
Definitely
dwarves.
doesn't look
Orcs
like
are a
mold all over
disease.
the
Do you
planet.
like any of your
Mm.
armies? Anyway, army specific rules. War cry. Used to be the
Rah!
wah.
No,
Um,
yeah, not anymore. They don't do the W's anymore. But yeah,
no.
I'm sure. Yeah, Warcry. It's a great way to start a book. It's a fantastic rule. Um, it's very powerful, I think.
Yes, it is.
I think it
No,
gets in
it's
opponents'
really
heads
good.
as well.
So, uh, only use once only because I only use one turn. But on that turn, everything gets +1 charge speed and mobility. If
Hmm.
you're a goblin, demigod in general, then
Yeah.
goblins also gain light troops as long as they are not engaged in combat. But if you
Hmm.
are an orc warlord as a general or a shaman, I should say,
Yeah.
then all your orcs have maximized charge range. An
Yeah, and
additional
that
maximized
that has
charge
been
range.
that has been the one that's been hit most recently. When the book came out, and I'm talking a good couple of years ago, probably possibly more. Time flies. Goblins were really popular, and then people started playing around with the orc side of things, and this is good too. Um, I'm
Really
not
good.
really entirely sure why goblins got left behind a little bit because they're not really used that much anymore. But there was a time when even the goblins were getting
Yeah.
good usage. And light troops, that was probably when light troops was a bit more reliable. Now it's a little bit restricted by in its movement. You know, if your opponent gets close to
With
you with musicians,
musicians everywhere.
etc.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this is just such a solid army rule. I mean,
Yeah.
just
Really good.
if it was just +1 charge speeds and +1 mobility, that would be a great rule. But having these two little funny things for orcs and goblins as well is nice,
Yeah.
and they're very topical. You know, light troops,
They are.
goblins just scatter,
And
and
orcs want to get
orcs
in. So
they want to get in, they charge further. So yeah,
and
it's beautiful.
it pretty much double. Well, yeah, we'll get onto it. But things that have maximized also get an additional maximize. So it really helps you get
Mm,
involved. So that's cool.
yeah.
Creepy crawlies gains is a army model rule against ghost step
Hmm.
and mount has poisoned. There's obvious
Yes.
things for that.
Yeah, it's
Damu,
just the spiders basically.
yeah,
The ghost step's a little bit misleadingly named because it basically used to be a rule where they could climb over terrain, but now it's just all lumped in with ghost step. But it does the
yeah.
same thing
Don't worry about
basically.
terrain,
So
basically. Yeah.
no, yeah.
Damu is if the general is a Damu,
Hmm.
then you can apply the following army list changes. So 10% of the army may be spent on orcs.
Yep, yep.
Rarity,
So this is the goblin one
yeah.
basically.
So and then things that are rare get like you can have double of them. So
Hmm. Exactly that.
what was it? Gogtuck initiates, for example.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. And neophytes. Neophytes is a good example because if you're playing mainly an orc army, you can only have one unit of neophytes because they're
Yeah, yeah,
goblins. If you have a goblin army with Damu as your general, then you can have 2 units of neophytes because that one is doubled to 2.
yeah.
That's the really simple way of like demonstrating it, and yeah, it means orc players can't get 2 neophytes.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have liked that, but yeah,
Imagine.
sure.
Goblin Cunning means immediately before taking a courage test that is not automatically passed, any unit consistent entirely of models with Goblin Cunning may choose to fail the courage test instead of rolling it.
Yeah, it's all goblins. They
Yeah,
just do what they want,
yeah,
basically. Only if it involves cowardice, though.
yeah.
Obviously you can't. If this was the opposite, and you could choose to make them pass tests instead of failing them, then that wouldn't be right for goblins. But choosing to fail them is hilarious.
Wasn't
So
there a
I
thing
like
like
it.
that called like Goblins Have a Plan or something?
Possibly. Yeah.
That used to be the
Yeah.
case.
Mm.
So yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
Head Bashers, one unit of orcs can take this, getting Bodyguard General,
Hmm.
and Lethal Strike. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It is nice. It is restricted to your general's unit. It's the only thing.
yeah,
And it can't be core units. It pushes the core units that can take it, pushes them into special.
it's a
So
special.
you've got
Yeah,
to be a little bit careful with it,
yeah, yeah.
because you might find that awesome core unit you were building, stick head bashers on, it's even more awesome. Oh,
Suddenly,
now I've got to
yeah,
build a whole new core.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, there is that. But it's just really cool, really nice.
No, yeah, I like it. Tribe leader. And this is the orc version, right? So
Alt
the
version,
opposite. So you
exactly
can
the
only have
same.
a maximum 10% goblins, and
Hmm.
the orc stuff is duplicated, basically.
Yeah, and for the orc armies that I've most recently played in, by the time I've added the Grotto Boys on the 3 chariots and the Neophyte unit, I'm all out of goblin, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it works. But 10% is a nice number. It adds variety. It means you're not going completely mono one way or the other. But at the same time, it means you can't. Well, you can mix an army, orcs and goblins, 50-50 if you want. You just
Yes.
neither Damu nor tribe leader, basically. So
Yeah.
the book is
Which is
orcs and goblins after all.
yeah.
So
Which is just basically a way of army list creation rather than
mm,
like
yeah,
it doesn't give you like any bonus really
no.
that
It's
side of it.
just
But
yeah,
obviously, if you've got
fluffy
an
side.
orc general and you want to maximize the amount of things that get maximized, for example, or vice
Mm,
versa, then you might want to look at doing this anyway.
yeah, exactly that.
Unprofessional courtesy. Each unit can be chosen up to 3 times per player turn for the deployment of models with hidden or surprise. And obviously, this is
Mm.
for one of the unit entries that we'll get talking about.
Yeah, it's the ones you mentioned, the Gogtuk initiates, is it? That's
Yes.
what they're called, I think. Yeah. So yeah, we'll come across them. I've never played them at all. So yeah.
I've played against them a few times, and it's like, well,
Mm,
when they just come up,
yeah,
you're like,
they just
well,
pop up. That
yeah.
unit of chaffy spiders has now got 3 characters in the front.
There's
Yeah.
not, yeah, yeah. Or like you let them charge because like, oh, that's okay, and then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, oh sugar.
Yeah.
All right, Brood Rivalry. Model
Oh,
parts
it's
gain
good.
+1 attack while another friendly unit is engaged in combat anywhere on the battlefield.
Yep. Yep. Only
Only
rank and
rank and
file can
file.
benefit. So you're
Um,
not talking your characters, but still.
but we did, yeah. Rank and file. I looked this up in our last battle. That is literally everything apart from
Everything that's not a
characters.
character. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Even
like
single
every
models.
models. So like
Hmm.
skirmishers and single. Yeah. So when it refers to that, that is everything else. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Really
but
good.
obviously you need the rule Brood Rivalry with this
Hmm.
to order to benefit. But basically, if you're playing orcs and you're playing orcs rather than
Hmm.
goblins, just account for
Yep.
them having an extra attack. This is one of
Hmm.
those subtle rules that, a bit like the ID, will more than
Yes.
often it's you can't do anything about it, and it's very easy
No.
to manipulate to get this. So just when you're going up against orcs, just account for the +1 to attack.
Exactly. And I've always found that I'm very vocal about this when I'm playing orcs, about what I'm thinking, and the fact that your opponent in their turn chooses the order of combats and should have it in their head what order they're doing things to affect the brood rivalry. Like if you manage to charge a rubbish unit into the flank of something, and you've also got your big unit of orcs fighting, on your turn, you're going to choose to fight with the orcs first
yeah.
because that rubbish unit in combat is giving them +1 attack each. But if it's your opponent's turn and they choose the order of combat, then they should choose to kill off that rubbish unit, and that way the orcs no longer get the +1 attack. So I've always been very vocal when I've been playing as orcs to try and make sure my opponent has got that in their head, and helping them with it as well, even if it does mean you might end up without that +1 attack because the opponent's done things in the right order. I think it's just a courtesy thing, really. But be aware of it if you are playing against them as much as playing with them, I think.
Crude weapons and can never benefit from parry. After the first round of combat, the melee weapon counts as a hand weapon for all purposes. This is some things that have like the ferals, is it?
It is the ferals. Yeah, I think it's a really cool rule. I think it really stood them out in their own little place in the book, because ferals were very popular for a good time, and rightly so. They're cool, just crazy orcs basically. And I think this rule calms them down for grindy combats, because once they've used them once, they're rubbish. They've only got hand weapons, and they can't even parry with a shield or anything. Yeah, it just makes them manageable in terms of your opponent. They're not too overpowered, but they can still pack a punch that first turn, especially if you combine it with brood rivalry, the +1 attack as well.
Yeah, that's it. It's just to tone them down a little bit. Force of destruction. Charges cannot be declared against the model with force of destruction. What is this rule?
This is the old Fanatics rule and the old Wrecking Team stuff.
Yes.
They did really well in this version of, whatever version of Ninth Age. It might be a few versions ago, to be fair. This whole rule used to be a page in the book because it was just so complex and everything. But they've tidied it up so much, and basically it just means if your model with force of destruction hits you, then you take hits and then you get removed. Simple as that, really. There's no more carrying through past the models or anything and random moving after that or anything. It just means, you get a good old chunk of hits. And it's really tidy. It's really tidy. We'll talk about those units when we get to them, more than likely.
Yeah.
So.
In weapons, we have Poison Spear, which, surprise, surprise, is a spear with poison attacks.
Yeah, it didn't need much explanation there, did it? It's powerful, though. It's powerful. I mean, spears are always good. Yeah. It'll be a sad day when spears are not a very good weapon in Ninth Age. But spears with poison, even better. Very goblin-like.
Yeah, man. So, onto the enchantments, or the magic items. Weapon enchantments. Omen of the Apocalypse. +1 attack, plus X attack, X strength, X AP. X is the number of friendly units containing orcs that are engaged in combat.
Yeah,
fantastic item. Fantastic.
It is. Yeah, I mean, there's missing an R in the name of the weapon, of course, as we like to say. Yep, Apocalypse, but that's gone through various iterations. This is a good one. Yeah,
I think it's a capital R as well.
Absolutely. It's not quite as powerful as it has been. It used to be like, the various amount of X used to change for various different reasons. This one just means you've got to plan your combats quite well, and if you're taking it, then take a lot of orcs to maximize your chances. It's expensive, but if you can get it off at the right time, then you're laughing. So
yeah. If you just manipulate three people in while he's in, or two others.
Yeah.
And exactly. Fantastic. Yeah.
Which is why it has to cost a lot. So.
Yeah, Attack Nasher is another brilliant one I really like.
Yeah.
3 additional standard melee attacks at strength 5, AP 2. Love it.
Yeah, it's just a nice little boost, and you've got a little Nasher standing next to you, biting your face off. Nice.
Oh yeah, that's it. Tazrex Guard in the armor, +1 HP and resilience 6. Only 1 to 3, but a solid item.
It is solid, and it's a decent amount of points, but it has to be because both HP and resilience are good. I mean, the only thing is with orcs is that if you're taking this, you're going to struggle to get a great armor save. Although you can be mounted with it, so there is that. You might end up only having a 3 up at most with this. I don't think there's a way to get to 2 up, but I could be wrong. Because obviously you're taking this armor and you're not getting any other armor bonuses other than your standard. Wonder if maybe a shield and a
Shield,
mount.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because you
So
can have a shield enchantment and an armor enchantment, can't you? So,
true. Yeah, yeah. So maybe
so
I'm wrong there, but
yeah.
it's a great item if you got the points to spend on it.
Yeah, it's a lot of points, 75 points.
Mm.
Gogger Cauldron in banner enhancements, one use only, gives the bearer's unit Dying Blow, Fearless, and Unstable. So you're not going to run. And Dying Blow is a very nice one.
It is. It is. I mean, the only issue, of course, is chances are because this is models with Goblin only, they're only going to be Goblin attacks in that Dying
Yeah,
Blow. But
yeah.
it's only 25 points, and it's a topical one. I'm surprised it doesn't say the bearer's unit benefits from Dying Blow, Fearless, and Unstable, as we've seen in some of the
Yeah.
lingo. But yeah, it's just a fun one, and why not?
Yep. On to artifacts, and we've got Skull Fetish.
Mm, yeah. This one's changed a few times as well. This one very much used to be along the same lines of the Apocalypse weapon, where you used to gain channel for the amount of orc units you had in combat. Now it's a bit different, so you do gain channel from it, but if you manage to roll a
Yeah.
3, then you suffer Witchfire. But I don't think you really care about suffering Witchfire that much these days.
Oh, and it's
Um,
only all units within 6 inches.
Yeah, so it could be rubbish, but
Yeah.
I mean, channel, 3, even if you do take a few hits, channel 3 is nice.
Yeah, and if you
And
can get to channel 3 anyway, but an
yeah,
extra D3 on top of that's pretty good.
yeah,
You're
for the
getting
sake
like,
of a bit of Witchfire.
yeah,
Mm,
you're guaranteeing 2 spells, I think, with this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Best named item in perhaps the whole of wargaming.
Yeah,
Um,
Monster Munch.
Monster Munch. Bearer can cast a Tempest
Absolutely.
Summon as balance spell. With balance spell, it's an expensive one at 60 points, but it's a
Mm,
very good balance spell at 6+
yes.
as well.
Mm.
So I just think it's great.
It is great. I mean, Totemic Summon is such a good spell.
You go
Really
down
provides a
from
bit of utility. So
4 dice to 3 dice at most. I think. I don't think you're spending more than
mhm.
3 dice on this one as balance spell.
No, no, no.
You might
But
venture for 2, and it's very possible with 2.
always the chancery of a d6 roll on that first bound spell means you can always surprise people. But it's a great spell to have in your repertoire, and
Yeah,
it's superbly named item. So job done.
absolutely. Yeah. Pan of Protection Pinching.
Hmm.
So this is using the. Oh, I just need to stop scrolling. Using the armor or special save of the opponent you're against, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just a way of protecting your people against people who are better than you.
Yeah.
And then by taking this, you just don't take any protection yourself because you're going to steal it off your opponent. I think
Yeah.
it's really nice. Obviously, you do have the gamble that you're taking that you'll come up against an opponent who has no armor and no special and is just going to slice you apart. But it's only 35 points. Is it worth the gamble? Might be.
Yeah. Presumably that's only in melee, or does that
Yeah.
also count if someone shoots you?
Um. I mean, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, though, you're relying on the person that shoots you having an
Yeah.
armor or special
Yeah, which
save.
is
Most war
unlikely.
machines probably don't have a lot. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know. I think it does say just successfully wounded, so I guess this would count for shooting as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm.
Troll hide mobility 6. Change yourself to 40 by 40. It can't be mounted, and your height is 3. You basically turn yourself into a troll.
Yeah, nice. I've not seen that actually in my recent selections, but it's cool. Yeah, I mean, as we saw in the legendary characters, there might be a little bit of a troll army coming about.
Yeah.
So this one probably does help with that troll army idea actually,
Yeah.
and it's cheap enough that it's takeable to fit into that fluffy kind of army build. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I like the idea of this in that like you can get some like good modelling opportunities with like maybe a goblin in a troll suit or something.
Mm, yeah,
A bit
I
like
probably would. Yeah.
if anybody's watched The Boy and the Heron, a bit like that.
Okay, I haven't, so I have
No,
no idea what you're talking about. But yeah,
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen this with like 6-up regen or something like that added on, and for a little bit more cost.
Yeah.
Just to make them into a real troll or something. No, not a proper troll for like 4-up regen or anything. But I would have liked to have seen a little bit more expensive and just a little bit more trolliness in this, which is a word, just for the record.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So
Agree
yeah.
entirely. Moon shrooms. Activated at the
Yeah.
same turn as Warcry, the bearer's unit gains the effects Warcry as if the general would use it this turn.
Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, it doesn't say goblin
Oh, it
only
says
either.
cannot be activated at the same turn as Warcry. I got that wrong.
Yes, this is just it's 2 war cries basically.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm interested to see who can take that. It looks like everyone.
It looks like everyone. That's very good. Yeah, love that item. 50 points as well, so very nice. Nasher Bait.
Yeah.
Friendly Nasher and Nasher Dasher units within 18 gain Frenzy, Fury, and the charge rolls are maximized. If you choose a Nasher based army, this is auto pick. If not, it's fairly
worthless.
Niche. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, going along this is one of the funnest books that you're going to get in the whole of Ninth Age.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be bias talking from my perspective.
No, I think so.
But there's so many colourful units and things, and the items just fit into it so well. And this is actually pretty powerful. Like for 30 points, if you can take enough Nashers with this on them, then they're frenzy, furious, horrible, charging Nashers.
Yeah, and like you said, you can change your army list to make this a real steal.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you really cost army based items, if you know what I mean.
No,
because this one is either amazing or just terrible. So how do you cost it and balance it?
Yeah, because I mean, I considered taking it just with my 2 units of Nasher Dashers. All I had was 2 units of Nasher Dashers in my army, and I still considered taking it because it's such a steal. But
I mean, if you've got like 4 or 5 units, you go, well, yeah, this has to be. Yeah, very nice, very nice. As we always do, we'll allow you to sit here, pause, ponder, and work out the shared magic items before we go on to the hereditary spell. And that 6 seconds is probably enough to get your fill. So we move on to the hereditary Guile and Fury. This is a decent spell. 8 plus to cast, range 24 inches.
Yeah, it's one of the odd spells that actually kind of has 2 effects that aren't necessarily related to one another.
Yeah.
4 effects if you count the fact that one's an orc version and one's a goblin version. Basically, the goblins just make your opponent struggle to kill you as much, which is easily done if you're a goblin, but can't be cast by orcs, and also stops them from charging into you. So protects your goblins, keeps them alive. And the orc version is the opposite. Gives you more chance of killing stuff and gives you more chance of getting into combat. But it also affects flee, pursuit, all of those.
Lots of stuff.
So it's a real utility spell to be able to have, because you can cast it both for the +1 to hit if you're already in combat, or you can cast it for the the plus for the additional 1 inch of charging if you need the mobility. But I mean, in an ideal world, you get it for both because you get the mobility to charge in. I suppose then you've got to cast it again if you want it for the following combat phase. So yeah, it's rare that you get it for both effects, but still,
no, decent.
It's very cool. Whatever
utility spells, man, they are so good. So why Cosmo's been so popular?
Yeah, true.
For a long time. No, I love it. So on to the characters. And Orc Warlord is a bit of a beefcake. Defensive 6, res 5, 4-up armor to start off with. So yeah, I mean, you get shield and mounted. You're on like 1-up, 2-up, 1-up, aren't you?
Yeah. With that Chuck Tech or whatever it was called.
So
can't remember what was it called.
I think you get 2-up with the shield and like a bit of extra stuff. You can get 2-up fairly easy on foot.
Yeah. No. Okay. Fair enough.
But anyway, there's not much to it in terms of there's no extra rules other than Fury. as an extra thing.
Yeah.
They do
Hmm.
come with metal armor, which is a thing to remember in certain situations. But otherwise, is your pretty standard guy,
Yeah.
really. Can have a orc horde if he's the tribe leader, which means
Hmm.
he gains fearless as well as fury.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise can take a decent array of weapons, wyvern, grunter chariot, or just on his foot.
Yeah. Yeah. And he comes with Fury and Belt as well, which is quite a nice little hidden
Yep,
one.
and
Just to roll those
discipline
sixes.
nine's pretty nice.
Mm, exactly. Yeah. There's not a lot to say about him, like you say. He's
Yeah,
just a solid character, and he has to be your general. But that's fine, because why wouldn't you want him as a
yeah,
general? You can only have one, which I've not been a huge fan of generally. Um, like, but they've gone along the lines of if the orc warlord doesn't share responsibility, basically,
yeah,
doesn't share
yeah,
power.
yeah.
And I think this version is a solid settling of any previous issues where the book was a bit like it was difficult to get your characters right, and I think this version
Yeah,
is
for
a good
sure.
version. So
Cool. Yeah, and it's 4 attack, strength 5, AP2, basic. Pretty good.
mm, yeah,
Moving on to the Iron Orc Loner.
mm,
So this is a loner that is solitary on his own, fearless, stubborn, and unruly. As standard, he's
yeah,
got a 3-up armor with it because he comes with a shield. But it's very similar in stat. I think the stats are the
same
same.
stats,
It's
same
just he
stats
also
exactly.
has, like I said, fearless and solitary and stubborn, and
Hmm.
has weapon master and all the weapons included in the 170 point cost. Can
Yeah.
be light troops and hand and a half. So if he's on foot, he can have a great weapon and benefit from his shield. Otherwise, Grunter
Hmm.
on chariot or wyvern. You see these a lot on chariots. Actually, pretty nice.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Cowboy. He's the cowboy.
he is. He loses the fury that the warlord had, but he is cheaper. So that's probably part of that. Um, and yeah, yeah, it's just again, it's a fluffy way of making him a bit more unique.
Yeah. Obviously, can't
So
go in units.
no, you have to be careful with the
So
solitary thing. But
that's the only thing.
yeah, and he's stubborn himself, so like you say, you can cowboy him and he'll still be fine.
Yeah.
Um, so that's quite handy, really. I've never tried him, but yeah, pretty cool.
Next up is the Brood Alpha, the chief to the Warlord, I guess. The
Mm,
second in command. Stats wise,
yeah.
reflect that. He's 2 attacks, res 4, strength 4, AP2. Can be captain and attached or the BSB, so this is your BSB option. Brood
Hmm.
Rivalry of Fury, like the Warlord. And options other than the Wyvern.
Yeah. Yeah, he's solid. He's very cheap for his stat line. Like 50 points for
Yeah,
that
50
stat line
points.
is
Yeah.
actually really good. But I think that's why he lost an attack. I think in
Yes,
previous
yeah, yeah.
iterations he might have had 3 attacks. Now he's only got 2, so don't build him up too much. And he can only take 50
Yeah.
points of magic items unless he's the BSB. So yeah,
But
I think he's
bear in
kind of
mind
just a
again, he's got
utility
that brood
character.
rivalry, so that if even though he's
Mm,
got 2 attacks, it's likely that he'll
he
have
can't
3.
use it. He can't use it. He's a character. He doesn't get
Oh,
it.
is it just rank and file that get it?
No,
Fair play.
yeah, it's just part of him being an orc, really. So if he was in combat, he would give it to an orc unit that was
Sure.
elsewhere in combat.
Okay.
Although you don't have to be a brood rivalry to trigger that, to be fair, so that's not relevant. But
Okay.
yeah, so
Yeah. All right. Cool. Orc Shaman is res 5, which is nice, so slightly tougher.
mm, yep,
Otherwise, similar-ish stats. Only AP1 as opposed to 2, but yeah.
hmm,
Can go in orcs or trolls, and that's I guess the troll hide might come in. Brood
yep,
rivalry as well, and can choose pyro, shamanism, or thaumaturgy for his things. I really like thaumaturgy actually,
mm.
but I
Yeah,
guess
it's
because he's
quite
likely
popular.
to in combat, shamanism might hold out there.
Yeah, I mean you've got to just deploy your shamans accordingly because you won't get a fighty shaman these days. I don't think. Um, so plan for a few missiles and a few buffs and then keep him alive. But the res 5 helps with that. I mean, obviously,
Yep.
doesn't have much in the way of armor unless you put all your points into that, which you wouldn't. Um, But yeah, I think it's a good spread of magic choices to go with, and he's just your solid caster, really.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
270
mean, it
or
should
420 if you're a master as
mhm,
well. Same,
about the same pricing all round, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, same mount options as the rest. Grunter, Chariot with and can be a general as well. So yeah, can do it
Mhm.
all really.
Yeah, I mean, both these orc characters that we've just mentioned are both unruly, as is the Iron Orc.
Yeah,
Well, all of them are unruly, actually, thinking about it. So, yeah, just be careful with that. But
no,
orcs
fair
should be
enough.
unruly.
Yeah, goblin characters, and we get onto the demigog, and
Mm.
the one that can be Damu, or can the shaman be Damu as well? I'm not sure.
No. Oh, yeah, it
Um,
can be if he's his general.
okay,
So,
yeah. So a tougher than you'd think. A goblin at res 4, strength
yeah,
4, maybe 2 as well. Nice little
yeah.
extra AP there.
Yeah, all the
Um,
goblins got an extra pip of AP as their standard,
yeah,
which confused people a little bit, but it's kind of to make up for their other failures.
yeah,
They just stick daggers and things in the unprotected bits because they're
they do.
cowardly fighters. So that was the
It,
explanation.
yeah, he has Feign Flight and Goblin Cunning. Feign Flight obviously really helps out with the choosing to flee, and
Yeah.
failing command
Hmm.
checks and things.
Yeah.
Because if you do
Exactly.
it voluntarily, you automatically rally. So,
Hmm.
has lots of options in terms of weapons. Extra things is Goblin Cunning, which was what we just said, and Goblin Gardens. During pre-game selections, you may choose any terrain from field, forest, ruins, or water, and all features following the rules for whatever terrain you choose are dangerous terrain 6 instead of any other instances of dangerous terrain.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And friendly
goblins,
models get Strider. So
yeah, friendly goblins get Strider. So
mm, yeah. Yeah. It's a nice little just extra thing that
yeah,
stabs you when you're not expecting it, really.
goblins of the fields, goblins of the forest, goblins of the water,
Mm,
etc.
yeah.
In terms of mounts, can be a beastie chariot, pet monster, or a gargantula, which is the big
Hmm.
spider boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, is all right for if you want to choose a goblin thing. This at discipline 8, you're probably where you're going.
Yeah. I mean, you can't get a general goblin any better than Discipline 8 these days. I don't think. I don't, yeah, I don't
Well,
think
we'll
there's
see.
any
We'll move
plus
on
one
to the
discipline.
next one. We've got Goblin Witch,
Mm.
who can also be the general at Discipline 8, so that kind of backfires to what I just said. But is the master going Pyro, Thaumaturgy, or Witchcraft? So if you want access to
Mm.
Witchcraft, go Goblins. Um, Otherwise, is squishy, as you
Very
would
squishy.
imagine. Think of it as a goblin. He's defensive, an offensive 2, res 3, strength 2, AP 0, and does not want to be anywhere near a fight
No.
if he can help it. Can also be a
Yeah.
Damu general, as we said, and has pretty much the same options.
Yeah. Just doesn't come with any goblin gardens. So
Yes.
not quite as sneaky as the demagogue, but yeah, decent. And witchcraft is a nice law to have, nice
It
path to
is,
have
yeah.
access to. So yeah, goblin's magic is just fine.
Yeah. Gogtuk Initiate, and this is what we sort of
Mm.
mentioned a little bit earlier, a bit more complicated than your general orc or general
Yeah.
goblin. Um, so he comes with, he's not the best stats, but it is better than a regular goblin. So in terms of stats, he's movement normal, discipline 7, HP 2, defensive and offensive 4, res 3, armor 1, and distracting. He's got 2
Hmm.
attacks basic with paired weapons, so 3 attacks at effectively offensive 4, 5 then I guess.
Hmm.
Strength 4, AP 2, agility 4, so he's pretty decent. He comes attached but also can be hidden. And obviously there are only 45 points apiece for a better stat line than a goblin. Obviously this is where perhaps your um, mounted dudes hidden come in into the fast cav, for example, etc.
Yeah, and the Beastie Whisperer, which is the other rule that's included in his profile, just means that if you do pop up in a mounted unit from your hidden ability, then you can gain a beastie mount, which is nice.
Yes.
So it does give you a lot of options as to where you can pop
For
up
free. So for
as well.
45 points,
Yeah.
that's
Mm.
pretty mad. And this is why you
Well,
see
yeah.
6 of them in a
Yeah.
list sometimes.
Yeah, considering the Demagogue has paid 30 points for a beastie and the Witch has paid 25 for a beastie, and
Yeah.
you're only paying 45 for the overall model, yeah, it's just the Beastie Whisperer alone makes him very cost effective.
Yeah.
But
I
that's
think
before we
personally
even
that should
look
be
at the
a
variations.
separate option that you pay for.
You think? Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's what I think. But hey, what do I know? Anyway, he's also got some other options. He's got Netter, Headhunter,
Yeah.
and Mauler. So this is like the type of guy that you can be, I guess.
Yeah.
Headhunter is I've done it in a different order. Netter is Afflict -3 offensive, which is actually
Yeah.
pretty good at offensive
It is.
effectively 5. That
Yeah,
like
it is.
could take you to hitting on 2s, which is mad.
Well, what do you mean?
You
Well,
could start
it's afflicting your
anything.
opponent. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh right. Yeah. So yeah. So sorry, but it means that they can like hit on. Oh yeah. Yeah. 4s probably. A
Yeah, I
defensive
mean,
4.
if they
Yeah,
were
I got
hitting
that
on
wrong.
2s before, then it probably moves them to 3s or 4s if you're very lucky.
Yeah,
But yeah,
probably.
it's a defensive thing as
Yeah.
opposed to an attacking
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think you were flipping it the other way around,
I
weren't you?
did flip it.
But
I did.
getting a bit excited, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Headhunt.
that's great. So
Yeah.
mm,
No, I think it's great. I think Netta is really good. It used to be strength, didn't it? With netting things, but
yes, and there used to be a consequence if you threw it on yourself, but they've
yeah.
taken that part out, which is
Um.
yeah.
Yeah. Headhunter is march and shoot poison attacks with melee and shooting, and gains throwing weapons with shots 3. Which is
Just
really
makes him
nice.
a sneaky little throwing weaponer, really,
Yeah, with poison attacks,
which is
which is
cool.
nice. And then Mauler is first strike, hatred, fury, and a great weapon.
Yeah, just make him a bit more killy. But they only cost 5 points, so they can't be too crazy.
No.
I think really what this model's all about is that Beastie Whisperer or hidden,
Yeah,
depending on
the
which way you're
hidden. Yeah,
going with
yeah.
it.
And I mean,
And
you
the
can have
stat line
3.
is decent. So
Yeah, you can have 3 of each, or 6 of each if you're Damu, which is just.
yeah,
And you do see that.
yeah,
And you see like 9 of them. You're like,
hmm
which you can have
hmm
in a normal army, which is great.
yeah. Although
You
you
just
can only
like,
pop up 3 at a time, so
I
there
know,
is that.
but yeah,
Mm.
I this super goes into the spam, and I'm that's not why my mind thinks. So when I see that, I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, I mean the army lists are a bit weird when that happens, but hey.
Madgits, very cool. This is the referring to the force of destruction rule.
Yep. Yeah, they're the little ones, so
Yeah,
they're the little
and
cheeky boys.
work exactly how you think. So it's 2d6, strength 5. I want to say, what strength is it? Strength 4.
Strength 4, yeah,
AP2.
yeah.
And but also can be used as a surprise. So these are the ones that are kind of hidden, if you will. With
Yeah,
the
kind
thing.
of.
Within any Goblin rabble or Gogtuk neophyte, deploy them with surprise within 3 inches of the chosen unit and more than 1 inch away from an impassable terrain and other units. If the model was not deployed by the end of game 4, it is removed as a casualty. So get it out
Yeah, so
early,
you've got to get on
folks.
with it. Yeah, whip it out.
Whip it out,
That's
mate.
it.
Whip it out. Don't keep it a secret.
Yeah, I think there was a time when they used to be strength 5, but I think 2d6 strength 4 make it cheaper and make it its own thing. It's fine.
Yeah, agreed. Onto the mounts that we've said. So you got the Grunter, which is the horse pig thing.
The boar.
The boar, yes, that's what it's called. +2 armor, which is great. Swift stride, standard stuff really. Strength 4, AP1, or on the charge, strength 5, AP2, which is nice.
Yeah,
attack.
yeah. I mean, they are only movement 7, which is a little bit of a they're not the quickest boars in the world, but
no, but then
it's fine.
obviously you got the maximized and stuff as well. So
exactly, and access to a banner of speed. So
yeah, true. Grunter Chariot as well is +2 armor as 5, 4 HP. Strength 4 the Grunter, you get a couple of them, and strength 5 impact hits D6. So yeah,
Solid chariot.
solid
Solid
chariot.
chariot. Mhm.
The Wyvern is the flying height 4 monster, not quite the
Yep.
big gribbly,
No.
but has 5 HP at res 5, armor 3 up, which can be
Mhm.
increased, I guess, with like other things, right? Because it's
Yeah.
not res 5, height 5, sorry. Wyvern is 4 attacks at offensive 5, strength 3, strength 6, AP 3, with some poison attacks and a stomp, which is very cool.
Yeah. Single stomp, exactly. I mean, you can also upgrade it to big wing for free if you want
Mm-hmm.
to, which, it's an extra few stomp at the cost of being a bigger model. So
Yeah,
good for your modeling options if you've got that old Wyvern model or whatever on different base sizes. It just gives you that versatility in
yeah,
your collection. And, at the benefit of if you're bigger, you get more stomps, which makes sense. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Do you like the Wyvern?
I do. I don't own one. I've never played one, but I've
Yeah.
gone against it, and I think it's a solid option. Um, yeah, I don't have any issues with it really. It's just a nice little orky thing. No one else has wyverns, so
Yeah.
I do prefer
Uh,
wyvern when I say it, but I
oh
think I'm
dear.
probably
Okay.
wrong. I'm probably wrong.
No,
Mm,
fair enough. Into
yeah.
the goblin mounts, you got your beastie, which is charge 8.
Hmm.
Only 1 pip of armor though. 2 attack, strength 3, AP 1 for the
Cheeky armor
beastie.
piercing. Yeah.
It's very cheeky and can have the creepy crawlies. Special rule we said at the start. The
Hmm.
beastie chariot is again charge 8, movement mobility 4, but that's because of chariot things. 4
Yeah.
HP, res 4, so slightly less, and again 1 armor, but has some beasties and it's D6 plus 1 here. Impact
Yeah,
hits.
the goblins are a little bit more sneaky with their impact hits, a little extra
Yeah.
jagged things sticking off the edge. They're also light troops as well, which give them a bit more mobility, as well as that plus 1 movement. And 4 HP often catches people out with these.
Yeah.
I mean, the Grunter Chariot is 4 HP as well, but I think a lot of people, because they're Goblin, they think they're going to be less HP. And
Yeah.
no, 4 HP apiece is very
They're
cool.
not. Yeah. The pet monster, which could be a huntsman spider to give it
Mm,
crawlies as a thing, but is otherwise anything else. Is res 4, movement 7, or charge 7, and 4 attacks at strength 5, AP 2.
It's actually really good attacks wise.
Yeah.
Really good. Like 4 attacks at strength 5 is very nice.
Yeah.
You're talking your goblin mounts, so you're not talking
Hmm.
an orc mounted on it, and you're usually paying, but well, I mean, a demagogue pays 85 points for it, so it's not cheap in that respect. A goblin witch only pays 40, but they're obviously not as offensive. So yeah, I think it's really cool to have it as an option,
Yeah.
but I think its points have gone up quite a lot
Sure.
in the
Yeah.
recent iterations. I used to play in a unit of troll with a demagogue, and I don't think it was as expensive as 85 points back then. Um, but yeah, like I say, 4 strength 5 hits can surprise people.
Yeah. And one of the biggest mount of the lot, obviously just for the goblins, is the Gargantula. So
Yeah.
movement 7, has creepy crawlies, fearless, solitary, swift stride, terror in its moral rules. 8 HP at res 6 is very nice with a 4 up armor. Um,
Hmm.
8 riders on it is also cool. They're only
Yeah.
strength 2, AP 0, but have some
Mhm.
bows as well. I guess lances, right? So strength 4, AP
Yeah.
2 on the
Yeah.
charge.
Yeah. They go for the whole hog. They don't worry about light lance or anything. They just go
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
massive big lance,
Well,
which
they
is
might need
crazy if
one
you think of
with
that.
this
But
maybe. Yeah.
yeah. Mm,
And the
yeah.
Gargantula itself, 6 attacks, strength 6, AP 3, stomp D6. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sad about not having the whole one
Venoms.
poisoned attack thing,
Yeah.
Venom Surge. But okay, can't
Yeah,
really
much
moan too
simpler
much.
Gargantula than
Exactly,
before.
much simpler. And we'll see later on in the special options. There's the version of the Gargantula outside of characters. So
Yeah.
you know that'll be a discussion when we get to
The Goblin
that.
Rabble, 25 to 60 models
Mm,
in this. Obviously, infantry based Feign Flight and Goblin Cunning work very well together. Yeah, they are, as the Witch Doctor was, very, very terrible stats.
yeah,
Defensive, offensive 2, res 3, strength 2. Um, not much, and only 6 up armor. So these are the goblins of old, what you expect as a goblin.
yeah, exactly that. I mean, you can give them poison spear as well to make them a
Hmm.
little bit scary, and obviously the fact that you can take 60 of them means that you really have no excuse if you're not getting your pressing ranks off
Yeah.
for that +1 to wound. And with 60 models, you could be a threat.
Yeah.
Don't ignore them.
Yeah, you can do
So
that, and you can have
yeah,
bows at the same time. So a bit of uh,
mm,
well, I guess it's
pew pew.
heavy light arms fire. I don't know.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Depends how
yeah,
wide you go.
it does. Yeah, Goblin Reavers, and these are your guys on your beasties. Movement
Hmm.
8 to 25. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen 25 Goblin Reavers.
I'm sure it's something Dan's tried on occasion.
Yeah.
I think maybe a lot of the lists start with it written out and then think, no, that's just a terrible idea. I mean, you do have lances as an option for your riders,
Yeah.
which does, offer some interesting options. But yeah, I don't think you're going to see huge units
No.
of these.
But you can
But
also give them
yeah.
bow 4+ and spies, which gives them light troops and vanguard if you want them to turn to light troops, and
Hmm.
creepy crawlies for some just avoiding terrain penalties, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, these always used to be the spiders or wolves. Let's face it. But they've just called them
Yeah,
beasties so that you can just now be either.
do whatever you want.
So,
Yeah, and they're
mm,
pretty versatile as a unit thing. A lot of the time they try and like differentiate them with
mm,
different things, but
mm.
this is pretty versatile. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, yeah. And faint flight
Options.
as well, like you've mentioned before, is a nice
Yeah,
little thing that
yeah.
you can guarantee safety, or maybe. Mm.
Feral Orcs, and this is what we were talking about, the crude weapons. So I have
Yeah.
option. They do have Frenzy, Fury, paired weapons, and spears. So they have those
Hmm.
two as options. But yeah, obviously, after the first round, they go back to hand weapons. They
They
have
do.
Unruly and Frenzy is not a very good combination.
No.
It means they don't have a lot of control compared to others, basically. But at Res 4, they're only defensive 2 and offensive 3 or 4 with their weapons. Strength 4. AP 0 is the big one here.
It is. It means often you're going to go with spears as your first choice, unless you just don't have an armored opponent, in which case go crazy with your paired weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Unruly and Frenzy, you're absolutely right. They're not a good combination. But if you're planning on having the ferals do two things in a battle, then you're probably asking a bit much of them.
Yeah.
So unlike the other units where we've seen frenzy being an issue, where like minotaurs, for example, where they get pulled out of position, they're one and
Yep.
done, that can be an issue. With feral orcs, if they survive one combat and they do what you've asked them to, then you just need to be happy.
Yeah.
And just accept that. And if they come back for a second combat, in which case a fresh new combat, they regain their crude weapons. So
Hmm.
great if you can pull that off.
Yeah.
But most of the time, you're just taking a big old unit, and you can get 50 of them, which is
Yeah,
awesome.
25 to 50 is
So
pretty nice. 25 as a
mm,
standard is pretty good, actually.
it is,
OQ 20.
it is,
That's
yeah,
pretty. That's
yeah,
pretty nice base
yeah,
amount of
exactly. Go
things.
5 wide, and you've got your pressing rank ready in the
Yeah.
making already as well. Obviously, agility is always going to be an issue, which you can do things about. You can make them head bashers as well if you want a bit of lethal strike and bodyguard if you go with your general. But that does push them into special, and I haven't
Yeah.
seen that happen too much because there's better options for your head bashers. So,
Yeah. The Feral Orc also have a Marauder type, which
hmm
is obviously on the Grunters, and
yeah,
do very, very similar things apart from they're on a Grunter.
yeah, they have a bit of armor to them, which is cool. I think they're always going to struggle, and we'll get to it on the next page, in that the veteran orc marauders are just a bit better at what they do. But yeah, they're all right. They're not really heavy cavalry, and they're not mobile enough to be light cavalry, so they're probably going to struggle. But you get
Yeah.
10 as your basic, so maybe as a bit of a kamikaze unit could be a good idea. So topical
Yeah.
for your feral
Yeah.
army.
Fair enough. Moving on from the ferals, we have the veterans, the veteran orc. This is the infantry one, and defensive skills much better. Res 4,
Mm,
obviously a pip of armor, as well as being strength 4, AP 1. So
yeah,
all the little bits better. Obviously, don't have the crude weapons as well. Are a bit more expensive. At 20 starting for 210, but that's not too much in the way of that.
no. No.
And a solid choice for core as well.
Yeah, really solid. These are just your normal orcs, really. I mean, they call them veteran orcs for reasons, but yeah, and you can just make them into what you want to make them. And
Yeah,
again, you can go Ed Bashers if you want to go on that line and make them elite veteran orcs, if you want to call them that. But yeah, they're just a solid unit. And obviously, with all these orc choices, do bear in mind Brood Rivalry. At any point, they can have an extra
yeah, yeah,
attack,
yeah,
which is something you should be trying to do at every opportunity as an orc player.
yeah.
So yeah,
And
but they're solid.
the Marauders again exactly the same. Only can be on foot, and as you said, 3 up armor, defensive 4. With the Grunter as well, do seem like a sturdier choice.
Exactly. Yeah, they're as close to heavy cavalry as you're going to get. But orcs don't do heavy cavalry anyway. It's not really a thing that they're known for. So this is the most army you're going to see in the whole
Yeah,
army.
yeah.
There or thereabouts, other than your characters. One thing with I was going to say something. I've lost my. I don't know what that was. I was going to say. I was going to say something about veteran orc marauders, and it's completely gone out of my head.
Having a
But never mind.
lance to give them
Yeah.
strength 6 AP3 is probably one of the
hmm
things you might have
Oh,
mentioned.
I might have mentioned that indeed, but the other thing I was going to mention is interesting that the core units actually have discipline 8 on their profile. So it's
Yeah,
almost like the characters, unless you're taking a discipline 9 warlord, aren't as important to orcs as they used to be. I mean,
yeah.
obviously, if you're taking ferals or whatnot, then they're discipline 7, so they're a bit
Discipline
less.
8 on that is
But
pretty good, you know.
it is, it is. It's one of the surprising things. It's like orcs don't actually care too much for their characters, giving them orders, because they're just all about the fight. I
Yeah,
think the vein they're going for. And it's a bit of a change to normal because I think orcs, now veteran orcs, they have previously had discipline as low as 6, and you had to really babysit them, but not
yeah.
so much anymore.
Yeah. Hmm, interesting. Iron Orcs are
Mm,
the elite infantry of the Orc
yeah.
world. These can also be head bashers on top of that, which is, as you say, probably where you want to be putting your one unit per army head bashers.
Yeah, I would say so if you're gonna want the lethal strike and the bodyguard thing, because they always used to have bodyguard inbuilt, and now
Yeah.
they've got to sort of like become ed bashers to get it. Um, the only issue, of course, is that you've got to have your general in with them if you want access to that
Uh
bodyguard.
huh.
Um, But you can just take it for the lethal strike if you really want. It's quite expensive, 2 points a model for lethal strike. Maybe that's about right. Couldn't be
That's
cheaper.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, would
But
say that these come with the extra pip of AP, so strength 4 AP
indeed,
2, and offensive, defensive 5, and weapon
mm,
master, so can change that to paired weapons or hand and a half at your leisure. I think are obviously like some good stats, you know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, they get hand and a half, irrespective of the weapon they're using. So they can do great weapon or paired weapon and still benefit from the shield, which is
Oh,
awesome.
wow.
Um,
Yeah.
so hand and a half isn't actually a choice in itself. I've always been confused by its placement within the rules.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
it almost looks
that's
like
what
it's
got
its
me
own
there.
weapon, but it's not. You can use hand and a half with paired weapons or great weapons and get the
Sure.
benefit. Um, and alongside shields, you get the parry from it. So
Yeah, yeah.
they're pretty tough to kill, and with that bit of armor as well, and the hand and a half, like we say, the crossbow option's an interesting one. I mean, a bit of range on an iron orc.
Yeah.
I think that's a modelling thing as much as anything. There were crossbow orcs in the past, and so it's kind of
Okay,
like a bit of a
sure.
legacy thing to have it as an option. But yeah, if you've got some crossbow orcs firing at 30 inches, then fair play. But
Yeah, that can also
we haven't
really fight.
really, yeah, we haven't really seen much in the way of a shooty build in the book so far. So
Yeah.
there's a bit of that to
Interesting.
come.
Iron
But yeah,
Orc chariots, some of the toughest chariots in the game.
I
4
would say so.
HP at 3
Mm,
up armor, res 5, sorry. And yeah, all the Iron Orc goodness on top as well.
exactly, yeah. And strangely, I found it a strange choice in the new book. Orc chariots just aren't in the book anymore. They went straight to Iron Orc chariots,
Yeah.
which is fine. I mean, I kind of I have a boar chariot, and he doesn't look very Iron Orcy, so I've always kind of had a little bit of an issue with that.
Yeah.
But by calling him an Iron Orc, they can just make him tougher, and they have done that with the Resilience 5 and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's got the weapon master of being an Iron Orc on top, which is awesome. And yeah, you can actually take units of them to make them standard bearers as well. They have got light troops, which means you're never going to be scoring. Um, but yeah, if you have units of these, they can hit hard, like you say, and they're quite hard to remove as well.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, mm,
Yeah,
they're
nice.
really cool.
Um, Gog Tuck Neophytes.
I'll let you
Now,
talk about these guys.
oh, okay, I was going to say the same. Well, this be these are the ones that just seem to pop up with extra rules every now and then for a goblin.
hmm hmm
The issue of them is not the issue. The aim of them is to be your ninja goblins, I think, is
Yep.
where they were going with it. You have ambush, which is great. So you've got your ambushing things. They have poison spears and some thrown weapons as well. 10 to 20 of them you can have. So I mean 40 thrown weapons is pretty good. The AP obviously is there on all the goblins. So they have strength 3, AP 1. So that gets you, and obviously with the throwing weapons, that's pretty important. Two
Yeah.
attacks each on these guys as well. When you got the poison spear and the attacks, and then the extra AP, it all just kind of adds up with these.
It
Safe to
does.
say, these guys are very, very, very good.
Yeah, they're awesome. Just freaking awesome all
Yeah.
round.
You can add creepers, but only a maximum of 15 here. But it does give you hard target, light troops, scout, skirmisher, and strider. So
Mm.
lots of things for that. Although, as standard, you can just have them as ambushing scoring units.
Yes, which is I think the Orcs have never had before until these guys arrived out of nowhere.
Yeah,
And I think they've just been a massive hit ever since, really. To the point now where I think a lot of Orc and Goblin players would be devastated if they nerf this unit too much. So
yeah. Got
I would
used to
be.
it. Got used to
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Give us the new toys and we're going to enjoy them.
Yeah,
And these guys are
absolutely.
the best of new toys. So
They certainly
yeah,
are.
really
Um,
cheap as well. Really cheap.
yeah, for what they do. I mean, what you got?
Yeah,
10 for 100.
250
10,
for a unit of
10 could
20.
do it.
So
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah.
That's so good. That's
And
so
if I
good.
could take two in my Orc army, I would have 2 units of these. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I can't, and that's understandable for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Goblin chariots. You have
Mm,
movement 8. Obviously, with the beasties, is one of the big differences. 4 HP, as you say, is very
mm.
nice. Come as a minimum
Catches
of
people out.
2 or
Mm.
up to 3.
Yep.
And yeah, res 4 armor 5 up isn't the best.
Nope.
But the 4 HP is the thing that catches people out, and the impact hits D6+1 on your AP1 beasties as well. So there's a few
Mm.
little things to catch people out on. Can strength 4, AP2 on the charge as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are not really changed too much.
No, I mean they lost their movement. They used to be movement 9, so they have calmed down a little bit. But that was because there was a massive difference between Goblin mounts and Orc
Yeah,
mounts. 7 and 9 was a bit weird, but now these guys are 8, which is okay. I mean, it's a shame, but whatever. Light troops is a thing, so you can move them around quite well.
yeah,
Their
that's
low
good.
discipline is their real issue. Discipline's discipline goblin.
Discipline
So they're
goblin.
going to panic at a slight wind. But with no proximity panic anymore, these guys have benefited hugely from
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Like if your unit next door runs off the board, they don't care anymore. So it's only themselves taking the panic test that you got to
yeah.
watch out for. So
Fair.
that was a big
Um,
thing for them.
yeah. Grotlings, and I haven't seen these in a little while. I must admit.
No, no, no. The afflict is nice on swarm-esque units,
Yeah.
height 0 units, -2 defense. It's kind of the sort of thing where you need to get it in combination with something else, a
Yeah,
bit like
yeah,
your
yeah.
bat swarms things. And if you can do that, then fair enough. Take enough of them, take 6 of them, and they're going to be quite hard to get through because 6 of them packs in 30 HP, which is
Yeah.
nice.
And
But other than
AP1.
that,
What?
yeah, and distracting. They're not as easy
Yeah,
to kill
yeah.
as they might
Yeah,
be. You got to hit
distracting
them
on
on 3s
swarms.
instead of 2s.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, they're just swarmy units. They are scout, so they can pop up anywhere, which does give
Yeah.
you a good chance of actually getting them in the combo charges. But yeah, they're just your quirky swarms, basically.
Yeah. And Grotlin's scrap wagons are your. They still have a shoeing thing. No, they don't.
No,
I'm
not
thinking of
anymore.
something else. But your 3d6 chariots, essentially, strength 4,
Mm,
AP3 on these Grotlin scrap wagons.
yeah,
Uh,
all about the
six.
pointy things, not about the
It
strength.
is. It is. It really is. It's all about a lot of AP for this sort of stuff. Devastating charge plus 10 agility, which we have
Been
recently been
clarified.
told
Boo
that it
hoo.
absolutely does
Cap at
stop
10.
at 10. So
We only
this is
got
another.
halfway through our army book review before we got told that, though. I mean,
Yeah,
we could
but
have looked it up, but we just
to
didn't.
be
So,
fair, the agility of the chassis
mm,
for the grind attacks
yeah.
would have gone to 14 on the charge. So this is we
Yeah, it's
have found
interesting
it.
it's grind attacks rather than impact hits as well. I just think that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah,
I mean, the fact that they're agility 10 as well means they're practically impact hits. But, yeah.
that's it.
Nice. I mean, agility 3 grind attacks, if you don't charge, might still go before other things, maybe. Not a lot of the time, or at the same time, maybe. But
Yeah,
yeah,
agility 4 on the
it's just a
charge.
fun
Yeah,
unit.
maybe. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, they
Well,
also have
no,
the
agility 10 on
afflict.
the charge.
Well, yeah, sorry, yeah. But like otherwise, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Mm.
yeah, afflict -2 still, and fearless, insignificant, and unstable means again this is another good one for the combo charges as well. Quite like
Mm.
this.
Yeah, yeah. It's a fun little unit, and if you've got the models, then yeah, stick them in.
Yeah. Nashers and Nasher Dashers. This is another one of
Mm.
the weird way that they've
Yeah,
formatted it. Don't like this.
yeah.
Take
No,
this. Stop doing this.
stop
Kind
doing
of
this. It's
age.
horrible. Yeah.
But essentially, it means it's this um stat line
Yeah.
for both.
1 HP, 2
That,
defensive, 3
yeah.
res, no armor at all, 2 attacks each, offensive 4, strength 5, AP 2, agility 4. Very decent stats offensively, awful stats defensively, which
Yeah.
are made up by the fact that you're agility 4, which is very nice. And yeah,
Yeah. So
like you say, you kind of have to look twice as to figure out what kind of unit it is,
yeah.
because of the way it's laid out, which we don't like.
The Nashers
Yeah.
180 for 15 to 40
Hmm.
are exactly what you said on the tin with fearless, insignificant. They don't have solitary, do
No.
they? So that is wrong as well. Anyway, um, Swift
Yeah.
Ride, Unruly, and then the Nasher Dashers add on extra support too, so they can attack more in the second rank. Fly, hard target, like troops and skirmisher.
Yeah, I mean, both versions do actually have solitary. It just means you can't have characters joining them. So your bog
Right,
standard
okay.
goblins can't go in them, basically.
Okay.
There is no Nasher Dasher Rider anymore in the character
No,
options,
there's not.
which is a little bit sad because I did
Yeah.
like playing a few of them running around. But I get it. And yeah, the Nasher Dasher option is really cool. The extra support too is nice because it means that you can have two ranks of these guys with 2 attacks
Yeah.
each, even though you're height 1. Which is a lot of attacks you can pump out,
It is.
especially
It
if
is.
you combine it with that whistle from earlier. And
Yeah,
hard target
and
1 keeps
for
them alive
like
a bit. So
180 and 150 respectively points, they're
mm,
cheap throwaway units that can just
100%. Yeah,
go at them first, and maybe hold someone up every now and then. I like it.
yeah, exactly how I've used them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wrecking teams, 100 points. They're your bigger things that can't be hidden because they're too much of a force of destruction to do that.
indeed.
Strength 6, AP3 in terms of force
Yeah.
destruction rather than the Strength 4, AP2
Hmm.
as well. Hard target,
Yeah,
res 4. These are the things that get targeted first, but there's a reason for that.
yeah, yeah, exactly. If you're going to roll well on your 2d6 at strength 6, then you're going to be crying after that hits through you.
Yeah.
But you do have to remove it afterwards, but that's why it's only worth 100 points. So
Yeah.
yeah, just really cool. And I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the 60 by 60, like it being on a square base as opposed to a round base. But
Yeah.
that's just ninth age progression. I
Yes.
will never rebase my round national wrecking teams. I'm just saying that now. I will never rebase them to square.
Kind of
But
don't need it, do you? Because they're not getting into
No,
combat.
no one has ever complained with me rocking up with my circular base
Yeah.
Nasher wrecking team. So there you go.
So now's the time to complain, folks. Every time you see RPG
Mm.
with a ground wrecking team,
Disqualify me from the
yeah,
tournament. Too right.
you'll love
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
Trolls.
Oh
So this
yes.
obviously with the special character coming through, you can have this, but this is probably
Mm.
more prevalent. But we're going to talk about it as if that wasn't there at all. Um,
Indeed.
these are move charge only 4, but move 6.
Hmm. Yeah.
Regeneration 4 with res 5 and defense H3 HP each, and fearless makes them pretty tanky
Yeah.
all around the back. Not that offensive. 2 attacks
No.
each, offensive 3, strength 5, AP 2. Yeah, it doesn't mean they don't pump out them as much hurt as what you might imagine they used to.
Hmm. Indeed.
And things. But with Troll Toll as well, pumping on to the defensive side of things. Every time you get a successful regeneration save, is it?
Every time you fail one. So
Fail.
if you take a
Unsuccessful.
wound unsuccessful, then
Yep.
you attack back with one of your troll toll hits.
Yeah.
So you still have to hit though. So you don't automatically hit. You have to
Sure.
hit first on your
But
offensive
it's just
skill
an
3.
extra attack. Yeah.
So
So yeah, it
chances
makes
are
it
you're not going to be hitting better than 4 up, and then you've got your
makes
strength 5.
yeah,
But
and I like it. It makes you think twice about killing. That's a cool rule that is like very nice to them, unique to them as well. So,
yeah.
can be forest, bridge, or cave, and this is the
Hmm.
way you should format different things of the same thing. By the way, Monte.
Yeah, yeah. No, page, take note.
Forest gives you magic resistance 3 and stride of forest. Bridge
Yep.
gives you distracting and stride of water, and cave gives you armor 3 and stride of ruins. Depends what you want. I think that distracting and armor 3 are both good in their own way. So
They are. Yeah. Yeah. The only thing that probably makes bridge trolls a little bit more popular would be the armor obviously gets reduced by armor penetration, whereas
yes,
distracting is distracting, baby.
is
So
always
yeah, yeah. I mean, forest trolls with the magic resistance. If you like remembering magic resistance, then go crazy.
yeah,
But arguably, someone would just shoot their magic somewhere else if you know.
yeah.
Uh,
And
and
3 to
yeah,
9. So you often see them in. You don't often see them in 4 wide now. You can.
no,
But
yeah,
the idea is to be a tank and be a bit of a tar pit
mm,
for the rest of your stuff. So very cool.
exactly. Yeah, love it.
Goblin artillery, and we have the skewerer, the git launcherer, or the splatterer.
Yep.
And
Uh.
skewerer is basically a bolt thrower
Bolt thrower. Yep.
with area attack 1/5, hits on a 4+ 48 range, all that stuff. The
Mm.
git launcher is a very nice one, actually. I quite like it. They suffered 2d6 strength 4 AP2. On the roll of a
Mm.
6, you instead place a mat git within 3 inches of the target. So which is, I think, is very, very cool.
Yeah, I got to start playing these because I haven't played these in ages.
Yeah.
But they're just so fun. I mean, you got to have your madgets handy, so take some madgets to your
Yeah,
tournament.
you do if you're taking this.
But yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah. And otherwise, you have the Splatterer, which is Strength 7, AP3, area of attack 2/2, and multiple wounds 2 on a direct hit.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, decent.
All
Again,
options are good, and I've
yeah,
seen all the options out. Skewer are less so, actually, than the others. But...
yeah. Skewers are just usually your cheap 90-point artillery, and if they hit once in the battle, then you're happy.
Yeah.
So make it count.
Yeah, and then you have the giant after this. So is your standard giant things. I can't imagine it's much different in the way of that. Has giant sea giant do gives it brood rivalry, which is very cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Unruly and orc.
Makes
Has
an
the
orc
big
giant.
brother option.
Love it.
Yeah, I do like it a lot. Has a big brother option to, like all giants do, and the giant club for +1 strength, +1 AP. This one also has a beloved mascot, which is for free, which is a weapon master and armor value set to 2. So it's got a pip of extra armor. At the start of each round of combat, The model is within 12 inches or more of a friendly model that are equipped with great weapons, paired weapons, and/or a shield. The model gains the corresponding equipment.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Another one example where they've changed the order around. So I think you were describing this as though it was beloved mascot, but this is actually armed to the teeth.
Oh, goodness me!
But that's just they've changed the order around. So another formatting thing going on there, Ninth Edge.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just basically means you can borrow a weapon, and you get some armor, which is always a little bit counterproductive when you're dealing with your rage and trying to get that through on a giant.
Maybe it's not enough armor to actually make a difference to him surviving.
Usually. Yeah, usually. It's all about borrowing the weapons, which is quite cool.
Yeah, I do like that. Cool. And as I started saying, it went off. Beloved mascot is afflict -2 defensive, which is going to help with the giant.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, again, it makes them combo charge options. So yeah, it's just nice
one of the
if you
big
can
things
pull it
with
off.
giants is them actually hitting. So if you can take defensive 4 or lower, so you're hitting on 3s, that is really good. So,
it is.
Yeah,
it is
I like that. Next one, Guardian Behemoth. Has lots of options to it.
It was crazy when the book first came out and there were no gargantulas in the book until you found them in the character section, and then you were still a bit concerned because they weren't in the army book, and then you realised they'd changed into Guardian Behemoths, which is fine. And these ones, like, they're just versatility is the thing, but I'll let you go through the stat line as usual before we get on to the versatility
so movement
options.
7, 6 HP, res 6. The load of goblin riders, strength 2 with lances again, and the behemoth is 6 attacks at strength 6 with d6 stop d6. So it's for 280 points stat wise, not bad, you know. Like,
not bad at all.
Just that on the top, on its own would be great. It can have immense bulk, so you can goes up to HP 8 and is a big boy with some more riders. And you can have 2 of the following options: Slithering Frame, Creeper Crawlies, Scarred Carapace, and Wicked Horns. Now these all offer different things, as you imagine. Slithering Frame, and I'll make sure to read the right one, is random movement 3d6 and regeneration 5 up. It only has
really
6 up armor as basic, so that regen is actually quite a nice way of keeping it alive a bit longer. Creepy Crawlies is the Creepy Crawly rules, so forget about worrying.
Don't look for the explanation.
Terrain. Scarred Carapace is +2 armor, so you're taking to a 4 up armor. So you could have that along with Slithering Frame as well for
you could.
Thing. And Wicked Horns for frenzy, impact hits, d6, and unruly. A bit of a take what you like, pick what you pick a mix.
Yeah, and with immense bulk, it means you can model it as per the model that you might already own as well. And you don't have to, not take 2 of the other options by having immense bulk as well, which I think has been a thing in the past. Now they've separated it out from the other options, which is a good move. He's just a nice old gargantula spider, really.
Yeah. It can get
another BC if you want to model him that way.
Yeah.
Gobbo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And on to what I think is the last one. I'll just double check. Great Green Idol is the last one of the thing, and I will stop scrolling so you can all have a read. Great Green Idol, 380 points for your movement 6, discipline 8 model. 8 HP, res 8 is very, very nice. It makes a lot of things, not many things, not wound on 6s.
Indeed.
Or 5s if you're pressing ranks, but
true.
The pressing ranks thing probably makes the res 8 stuff a little bit less.
It's amazing, isn't it? Pressing ranks makes big resilient monsters so scared.
I should say as well, we're saying this, it's press on ranks.
Oh sure. Yeah.
Is the official, because I tried typing in pressing ranks the other day. Couldn't find it. And I was like, what do you mean it's not there?
Nice.
So but in terms of
You've been done.
I know, other rules. It comes with fearless, mindless, solitary, stubborn, terror, and unstable as your standard rules. Green Tide is another one of the rules, one of its unique rules. To wound rolls of 1 with melee attacks within 8 inches must be re-rolled. Love that.
Yeah. They took away the version that was slightly different for Orcs and Goblins in this and just made it a flat re-roll ones, which is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the other
No,
rule symbol of the
I like
Warborn
it.
Alliance is where the Orc and Goblin
Yes.
variation happens because of Guile and Fury being different for each species.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But it
it's a
comes.
solid model and it buffs your
Yeah.
units and it can also do some grinding and crushing. So,
And for
like it.
380, I think it's very point efficient. Obviously, it's got to get the numbers in the army list somehow as well. So it's
Hmm.
whether or not you can afford 10% of your army on this. But if you
Yep.
can, I think you get lots from it. Got a crush attack, a D3 grind attack, and a stomp attack D6. So not the
Yep.
most killy
No.
thing you're ever going to see. Strength 6, AP 3. But yeah, it's not terrible. It's not going to not
No.
do damage.
No, exactly. You get it in the right place at the right time, and it'll be fine. The only thing
Yeah.
is like that Res 8 is a little bit deceptive, even with a 4-up armor, because unstable is what your biggest danger is here.
Yeah.
But that's the case with everything with unstable.
But you are
So,
stubborn to alleviate that.
yes. True.
But yeah, and a fine piece to finish, a very unique piece to finish the whole book.
A beautiful
Of
book.
Orcs and Goblins.
So good. It's so colourful. So many unit choices. It's been tidied in all the right places. Very competitive. There's some things that are probably a bit powerful at the moment, but every army needs a few of those. They've got lots of access to rank and file, which is great, and a lot of I love the book. I love it so much. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna stop
Agreed.
talking finally because
No, I
need a
like
rest.
it. Yeah, and a good book overall. Obviously, some new things coming out as well. Make it one to look out for, and a timeless classic in the world of fantasy wargaming.
Absolutely. Yeah, really good. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. And speaking of thumbs up, give a thumbs up to this video, why don't you? Like,
Nice.
share, subscribe, and all that jazz. Find us on all the social medias and the forum where you can. And we look forward to seeing you, or hearing from you, or reading from you in the next book review for the Ninth Age. Stay safe. And see you.